Hey everyone, Decius here with another video. This is my debut EverQuest video. I'm back in Norrath.
It's EverQuest time.
It's been a little bit, but I've been kind of having some IRL life changes as I mentioned in the Pantheon video. And if you are interested in Pantheon, it's kind of like a new MMO that's releasing. It's in early access right now. I would definitely check out the last video I posted because it kind of talks about that game. But without further ado, I am back in Norrath. I'm on level 3 Shadow Knight, an Ogre Shadow Knight named Gravik. So I'm running around the plains of Fear out right now, just taking out some mobs. But in this video, I'm probably going to show some other footage. Earlier today, I was leveling up in a Nagafin's Lair group in Soul Dungeon B on my trusted barbarian shaman named Wise Runner, and I was in a group with some pretty cool peeps, and we were just taking out some mobs. I actually dinged level 51, so that was pretty exciting. But it just made me the experience itself, it just made me reflect on my relationship with EverQuest this past year. I think this past year has been very dynamic, and especially in the lens of EverQuest for me personally. I kind of started making EverQuest videos this year in around March, and I'm really grateful for just everything that has kind of happened on this channel, and all of the engagement and all the comments, and just hearing everyone's stories, and just people tuning in just regularly to just listen to me ramble about EverQuest. If you're listening to this, like, just thank you so much for just sticking around and just checking out my videos. I really appreciate it, and I'm just really grateful, and I want to express that in an EverQuest video, kind of just killing some dumb lizard broodlings that think they can mess with me. I mean, I have a blade of lamentation. You can't really mess with me there. And another thing I wanted to talk about in this video, which I'm sure other people can probably relate to, is the ebb and flow, the cycle of just playing EverQuest in general. For me personally, I mean, I've been playing EverQuest for the majority of my life, but it's not something that's always consistently in my life. Like, since I was a young kid, I haven't woken up every day and played EverQuest for at least an hour. It's just not something that I've ever done. And I really kind of like that about the MMO experience for just my own relationship with EverQuest. I mentioned in one of my previous videos that I think it was like the 5 reasons why EverQuest the best, is that you never really quit the game, you just take a long break. I really kind of want to explore on that sentiment in this video. Kind of just talking about the ebb and flows, especially in my life, and just I'd love to hear how your guys' relationships with EverQuest are. Like, how do you play it for like a certain time in the year and then you kind of just drop it for the rest of the year? Or is it like a biannual thing? Like, maybe you play it a couple times a year, or like every other year? For me personally, what naturally tends to happen is around the springtime, around like the anniversary time, that like the anniversary events happen in EverQuest because it released in March. I start to it kind of shows up in my radar again, just EverQuest, because usually I'm always playing an MMO, whether it be World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy XIV, or I guess right now Pantheon, or just something else that pops up, some other game that just shows up in my radar. Maybe it's not even an MMO, maybe it's a game like Baldur's Gate 3 I really got into earlier this year. And then inevitably EverQuest will just kind of pop up into my peripheral vision again, and I kind of start to look around, maybe I'll go on the Daybreak website to see what's going on, or I'll check out, the Project 1999 forums or something. It just kind of pops up in my consciousness, and I just slowly envelop within it. And that exactly happened to me this year. I think I was on a really long World of Warcraft stint. I think I was playing for several months of consistent gameplay, which whenever I get into an MMO, usually I play for 1 to 2 months tops, and then I just kind of move on to something else for video games. So I was really into the Season of Discovery, kind of somewhat of a TLP classic event kind of thing in World of Warcraft. So I was playing that, but I was really getting burned out, and I just decided. I had Project 1999 installed. Wow, he just instantly died. I didn't even swing. And I hopped onto my level 29 Barbarian Warrior. His name's Kaji, and he is on the Project 1999 Blue server. And I logged in, and I was just logged into the lair of Splitpaw, just right outside of South Corona. And I was logged into the tunnel, and there was like 2 other people just killing some gnolls near my proximity, a little bit in front of me. And so they kind of just mentioned in the Say chat, like, hey, do you want to join us for a bit? And it's always just really jarring to log into EverQuest after playing like a more modern game. Like, I'm not saying World of Warcraft's too modern, but the systems are a lot like faster pace, I think. And whenever I log into EverQuest for the first time in a while, it always just feels like such a strange, clunky experience. But it's so fascinating to me how quickly that perception switches and my gears just start turning and churning into the same speed that the EverQuest world and engine runs on, because I just get acclimated to it so fast. It's so funny for me. And I was grinding in the Splitpaw group for maybe like 45 minutes to an hour. I think I did ding level 30, so that was kind of a cool thing. So shout out to that group for that was the first time I hit a level on that character for probably 10 years. So that's kind of a funny little story. But after that point, the EQ bug, it really infected me. Like I just wanted to play EverQuest. I pretty much dropped World of Warcraft, and I really haven't gotten into World of Warcraft too much since that point. I might have played it here or there a couple of times, but honestly, like since January or February of this year, I really haven't touched World of Warcraft. So that's pretty big for me. Usually that's the MMO that I most recently put the most time into. So anyways, kind of jumping off the tangent and hopping back on the train here, I decided to completely make a new character on the Project 1999 Green server. And the Green server is a more kind of a more fresh experience than the Project 1999 Blue server. The Blue server came out in like 2010, and it's the original P99 server. It's where everyone's old original characters are. The economy is very stagnant, and the Velius has been out for many years, and so the population's a little bit smaller as well than the Green server, I think, most of the time. And the Green server released in 2019, and it was kind of a nice reset, a nice refreshed experience of classic EverQuest, kind of going through the same timeline that the original game went through in like 1999 and 2000 and 2001 with the Kunark and Velius releases. So the economy is a little bit more fresh. There are more leveling characters, I think, but I mean, it's still pretty much the same as Project 1999 Blue. It still has all the same rule sets and everything, but I decided to just completely start fresh on that server, and I made a Dark Elf Necromancer named Severalin, and I was just feeling so hyped about just getting back into EverQuest. Just something about playing EverQuest, especially after not playing it for a while. It just has such a nice feel to it. And it's always the best when I would wake up in the morning and just be excited to log on and just start to grind some experience or work on a quest or something. Just it gives me that nice cozy feeling that really no other game can provide, at least on a consistent basis, that I know EverQuest can provide. So I kind of start making my Necromancer and just killing mobs and stuff. And I just kind of decided out of the blue, like, hey, I kind of want to make a video, like an EverQuest video or something, just talking about my philosophy going into playing this character and how I want to play it a little bit differently than how I have usually played EverQuest. and kind of going into some of the tangents that I honestly go on most of my videos about just how I don't want to get caught up in the systems, and I don't want to feel like I should play the game in a certain way that might not actually be that fun, but it just feels like I should play it like that, like rushing to max level and just raiding and stuff. And also, coincidentally, in the beginning of the year, I kind of set an intention for myself. I graduated college this year, and I knew that I would have a lot more freedom to just kind of do what I want to do besides, work and stuff. And I really wanted to pursue my YouTube channel more. I've been making YouTube videos since like 2011. I have an old YouTube channel, but I did make this YouTube channel in 2020. And I really wanted to hit 1,000 subscribers this year. So I kind of set that intention for myself. I was thinking maybe I'd make like Breaking Bad video essays or something, because I've always wanted to like write video essays about shows that I really love. And so I think I'll probably do that eventually on this server, but I just made an EverQuest video on Project 1999, and it got a lot of very positive reception. And I thought that was like really cool, especially in the EverQuest community, because it's already such a niche game, but to see that people can come together and kind of share their stories and kind of spread that EQ love that I feel like everyone has in this community. It's always a tight-knit, positive, really friendly community. And just to see that on another platform and cultivate that on a consistent basis was so damn cool, so awesome to see. And, I just kept making videos because I was loving the game. I was obsessed with it, and people liked the videos. So it's like, hey, that's kind of a perfect concoction of stuff there. And yeah, ever since then, I've been taking some breaks here and there, especially the past couple months. I've been kind of taking a big break from EverQuest and playing some other stuff and just putting more time into reading like fantasy books. And I'm just really grateful because I still have like that interest in EverQuest, and I'm just really grateful for the community I've cultivated here, and just seeing names that I recognize in game and in the comment sections is really awesome. So again, I just want to give everyone who watches these videos a big shout out. Just thank you so much for taking the time to listen to these. I hope you get something out of it, whether it be, just the entertainment of someone else talking about something that you're interested in. I always try to make videos that I would listen to, like whether it be while I'm playing a video game or like just something to listen to in the background while I'm like washing dishes or something. I think like those kind of videos are definitely like a comfort food for me. So the fact that I'm able to kind of make my own version of that and just express myself and talk authentically about my thoughts about EverQuest, and I don't have to have a big point or like research or anything. Like I can just kind of just speak my mind, and I enjoy that. And if people enjoy that, then that's just freaking awesome. So yeah, I'm just running around the Fiat right now, just talking, babbling about EverQuest yet again. Ooh, a bear. One thing, Zeal is kind of like a plugin on Project Quorum that I think is just such a beautiful program. Like the people that design this, like bless your face, like you are amazing, like for creating this, because the TACP client is an older client that, it reflects the EverQuest client from over 20 years ago with all of you could only play in first person, there's no map, the lighting's a little weird, there's no target rings, like just a lot of these quality of life, the absence of all these quality of life things rather. And Zeal, the people who worked on Zeal specifically for Project Quorum, completely like added these quality of life like upgrades and completely from scratch to revitalize the game, revitalize this client with kind of the more modern expectations that we've come to expect from modern EverQuest. like the buff time durations. These target rings in a recent update, you can turn them into a 3D cone. They look absolutely amazing. I think this looks incredible, and it really puts a more novel spin on what's already such a familiar old game that I can't help but smile when I play it, because it adds that little bit of novelty, like I just said. And I think novelty in old games like this, in things that don't actually strongly affect the gameplay, but really it adds that nice little flavor, is so refreshing. And I really am grateful for the people that developed this program. And there's also all these other little things, especially on the Nilipus UI. There was an update that shows the actual 6 mana ticks in your mana bar, so you can time your mana regeneration with way more ease. So whoever thought about that, you're brilliant. You are a godsend. Ooh, one shot that snake. Let's see, am I level 4 yet? Ooh, I'm almost level 4. Nice. I have a lot of copper on me. So yeah, I really love the Project Quorum community and shout out to Secrets as well for just creating all of these really cool events and putting a lot of thought into the integrity, like maintaining the integrity of EverQuest, while still putting like a nice fun community spin on things, because it's something we can still all have fun with, and it doesn't have to be 100% exactly like the vanilla experience. Oh yeah, the floating damage numbers too is awesome. And yeah, shout out to everyone that works on Project Quorum. Like, you guys are awesome. Just a fantastic transparency with the community, and I always have a good time on this server, and I'm grateful for the server for even existing. It's really cool to be able to play on. And also, I guess I'm just doing a lot of shout outs today. Another one is the EQ Basic Texture Pack, because I see so many comments of people asking like, hey, what's your UI? What's the music going on in the background? I always have this stuff linked in the description, like the EQ lo-fi music, the Nilipus UI. The Nilipus UI, I'm not using it on this character, but usually on my shaman. It is such a good UI. It's so clean, it's so intuitive, and it makes the game feel more modern, which, if you didn't think it was possible, like, it is with that UI. Just check it out. It's so good. And the EQ Basic Texture Pack. All of these resources are on the Project Quorum website if you're ever interested in kind of tweaking the look of the game. But I don't know the name of the person that created this, but they literally overhauled every single texture in the game, in every zone, every model, every weapon model, every epic weapon. It's all completely retextured with like a nice, unique kind of airbrush, wispy, like emboldened, cartoonish kind of style. Like the models, like it just looks so nice in my opinion. And I think it's maybe an acquired taste, because it doesn't look exactly like the EverQuest textures. It's not the high-res version. It's its own spin on it. And I think it makes the game feel fresh in a completely revitalized way. And it's fun to explore some of these zones. I might show some footage throughout the video of like leveling up in Soul B. But if you see any of those clips, like, look at the wall textures, look at the ground. Like, there's little carpets in these kobold rooms with just every texture, every detail was redone. And it's like, I can only imagine. Ooh, ding, level 4. I can only imagine how much time it took for whoever created that texture pack. Like, it was definitely a project of love, like a passion project, because holy shit, like, it's just so impressive to see that. So yeah, this is kind of the main points I wanted to talk about in this video. I don't want to ramble on for too long, although I definitely could. But I wanted to talk about my own ebb and flow relationship with EverQuest. Kind of, usually I play it in the summer, like early spring to early summer, especially with the new TLPs that come out, just to mess around or play on an emulated server, which is the majority of what I've been doing this year. I was on Teak a little bit, but not too much. Shout out to my dad for playing my druid on Teak and leveling him up to level 60. If you ever see, I think I named him Severlos. If you ever see that druid on Teak, give him a shout out. It's probably my dad playing him. He's in the Kanos Yacht Club, so yeah, much love there. But anyways, I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. If you have your own unique relationship with like when you play EverQuest in the year, or do you like never take breaks, you just kind of consistently play it, yeah, let me know in the comments. I'd kind of love to hear your own kind of timelines of playing EverQuest, because it's just fun to share that and connect with other people. So anyways, if you liked the video, hit the like button. If you didn't, definitely hit the dislike button, and subscribe for the channel for more EverQuest content and just MMO content, even book reviews and stuff. I will keep posting. Anyways, take care everyone. Peace.